Well, let's try this again, guys and gals, friends and pals. I was out here hoping to start working on the shop, but instead we're working on the skid loader. Let's kind of show you what we got going on. So we're out here trying to level the site for the new shop. We blew the seal on our ram here. So we got a new seal kit, but let's go through taking this apart. So you got your line up here, unthread that. Then your lower line, unthread that one, but get yourself an ice cream pail or something to catch the fluid. Then after them lines are off, there's a 1/2-inch bolt that holds this pin in. Unscrew this, take this bolt out. We can tap this pin out. That'll release the top half of the ram. Then down below here, same thing. Pull that bolt out, and then we pound that ram out, or pound the pin out here. Right here, we pound that out, and then we can get the ram out. So I'm gonna get the pins pounded out of there. I'll show you what we got when we're done. I'll try and set the camera up over here so you can see what I'm doing. There's not a whole lot here to really see, but we'll try and show you as much as possible. So we're just gonna get this bolt out of here. Holds the top part of that ram in. And I'll put it up here, guaranteed that I'll knock it on the ground. Alright, just gonna take this punch, kind of tap that pin out. You can see it's coming out the other side. And you can see that ram just fell forward once I got this out of there. Don't worry, you're going to get covered in grease or oil by the time we're done. Alright, so now we're going to do the same thing on the bottom. We're going to pull that bolt out and then pound that pin out of there. As you can see, we started to tap this pin out already. Just going to tap it out the rest of the way. Try not to let it fall on the ground because it's full of grease. And that works, I guess. We didn't want it to fall that quickly, but the last one I had to fight out because it was stuck, so what do you do? Alright, now you can see the ram is out. We're going to find a place to lay this out so we can take it apart and show you what we got going. I think last time I just used the bucket, but I want something a little better surface to show you guys, so bear with me here. We'll get it moved around and get it so you guys can see what I'm taking apart. Alright, here we are. Let me tell you guys, this is my awesome bench here, a piece of foam in the middle of the driveway until we get the shop up, unfortunately. You know, I don't care what you do. You can drain the water or the fluid out of here for as long as you want. I tried draining it into a jug, laid the thing down, and still seemed to piss out 1/2 quart of fluid. But anyway, let's get down to business here. So first thing we got to do, this nut here. See these little notches? There's a notch, a couple spots around there. I've seen guys take a pipe wrench and everything else. Most of the time these things have been on there so long the pipe wrench doesn't work. I take a good hammer and a punch and start breaking it free. And then once it's free, then you can spin it off fairly easy. Step one. This one is probably the easiest one to spun off. This is awesome. So see how quickly that spun off there. Now we should be able to take our channel locks. Alright, next step. This threaded part actually has to get recessed into here so we can get the snap ring out. There's a snap ring that holds this piece in. And you can't seem to ever get it unless you recess this. Now, be very careful when you do this. We don't want to damage more of the threads up on here. So we're going to try and use this. Wow, I can't believe it. Things are going fairly decent. Something's definitely going to go wrong here. I use the back of the punch occasionally just to get a little more depth there. I don't want to move you guys, it's going to wreck my position, but if you look, you can see it. Bear with me. See that like lighter silver ring right at the end of my finger? That's a little snap ring we're going to pull out of there, and then we can separate this. I just use whatever handiest pick you like to use. You end up with a few different ones now and then, but once you can get a hold of that snap ring, you can get it started. It goes pretty good. Once you get it out of the groove a little bit, then it just pops right out. So this is our little snap ring. Put the stuff, lay it out the way you take it apart so it's know what you're doing. Not have an issue with how it goes back together. Now, this is where it gets a little difficult. This is just pressure holding this in there, more like a suction. Don't beat on this very hard if you're just stuck, because you'll damage this here. So gently tap it out. When you get to the point where it's not going very well, I take a punch or something to slide in there. And I'm making a huge mess of fluid, so the more you can, that fluid you can get out, the better off you are. There it comes, guys. Try not to scrape the shaft up. That's why I like to even get this punch I got in here. Okay. This is the, now we got the shaft out of the barrel, as I call it. Look, there's one giant nut on here. We just got to remove this nut, then this will tap off of here. Use a rubber mallet, something that isn't going to damage these threads. You can, I don't recommend it, but I've seen guys that thread this back on there, flush, tap against it. I don't like doing that. So let me get the nut off there, and we'll show you how to take this apart. Pretty much take it apart one piece at a time. Replace it one piece at a time, put it in the right order. But what I'm going to do is we'll lay it all out, because as you'll see once we get inside of here, that's the one that's a tricky one. Now I did this the last time. I didn't have these. I just recently brought these pliers just for this purpose, and we're going to try them out. And we'll review them later. There's 3 different sizes for 3 different size seals, and you'll see how to use them shortly. Okay, guys. I'm going to try not to edit any of this out to speed up the process. Just kind of give you real time here. So I had to put a 3-foot cheater pipe on to break this nut loose. If you stick this back in your machine, stick the pin through it, use that so it can't turn. It'll help to hold that so you can break that loose. Alright, look right here, this O-ring on here is disintegrated. Unfortunately, we can't see where that went. I have a pretty good idea. It went right in here. Yeah. So that one's torn for sure. So let's do this as we lay it like this, like it's supposed to be. So we know this is our first one we're going to take off. This is kind of a hard plastic one. Just get it started, work it around. Pops off. Make sure you clean all this stuff up And the next one we got this little one here. And whatever pick works for you. I got a couple different ones out here. Sometimes it's a combination to get whatever you can get your tools under. Make sure you're taking pictures, because if you get whatever reason you don't remember, you move stuff around, don't remember exactly how it was, you can go back and look. This one is really brittle. What I try and do is pry up just enough to get a pick under there without scratching everything up. Alright, I see I got my pick underneath that. I can just work it around slowly. This one comes off. So then under this is another O-ring. I hope you guys can see it. I'm just guessing you can see it right now. This one's usually fairly good. I don't see this one unless the dry routes out go bad. Obviously we had this one here fail, which was between here and we know this. Just remember how this goes. This is our nut that went on the outside. And stick this like this. And then our nut goes on the top. Okay, this is the fun one. This seal here, easy to get off still. Not that big a deal. Same thing, work it around. Ouch. Don't do that. The bugs are horrible, guys. I think I've lost a pint of blood already. Anyway, this one here. So again, clean this all up. We'll take some brake cleaning, clean it up. Now, hardest one to get to. Inside here. There's two. This one here, pretty easy. Pop it out, get it back in. You'll see in a second. Just remember which one this is. It's easy to get these confused with the next one. This one's torn up pretty bad too. If you're fighting these a lot, you can take a razor blade and kind of start them. Split them in half. Okay, we got all these brake cleaned up. They're ready to reassemble. Part number 190-32385. Complete seal kit. We'll go through it in a minute. So let's start with this one here. Now we need this one. And this one. And this one. Alright. Alright, so here's the part we need the fancy pliers for. Let's see if you can find the set. I heated this up in some warm water. And I'm not sure which one of these to use. I'm pretty sure it's this one. Guys, it was almost impossible to show you that with trying to set my stuff up and hold the camera at the same time. So basically these pliers kind of fold this thing over itself so you can get it inside this groove here. Then once you get it in there, you can release it inside and press it in. It does make it a lot easier. Even so, see how this is distorted here? This one isn't so bad. It's this one here that you fight with. Make sure you work that out, get it all around that shaft. This is your, I call it the dust seal, the dirt seal. So we'll make sure you do that, get a good job keeping that clean. And then it's all the way around our shaft when we're done. But for the most part, we got that one down in there. If you can see it. Them pliers did work a lot better than trying to force it in the last time I did it. I stuck a tapered socket in there and then took a needle and those pliers and kind of bent it the same way. Got one side started. It does make it so you're not tearing up that seal as much as trying to do it the first way I did without the tool. So I would say the pliers are beneficial. Still isn't as nice as I'd like it to be. As you can see, now that you worked it around there, make sure that's all good and straight. That's nice and round again. I take a little dab of oil. You can use dish soap, I suppose, 2 for 1, so I'd rather not. Just to make this a little easier to slide over the shaft. And then we're going to install this way towards your pin slot, your clevis, whatever you want to call it. Make sure that we have, before we start this, we almost forgot, this gland nut has to go on ahead of time. So that's going to go on there, get it out of our way. And then we're going to slide this on here. I'll show you in a second. Okay, so we got this black one on first. This is the opening one. Then we want to put this on here. Work it around. Replacement one for this one, the outside one is yellow. Just so you guys know. If these aren't very stretchable for you, guys can literally warm up some water and stick them in there. And it'll make them a little more flexible to get them on. Okay, so all we got left to do, we slid this back in there. We just gotta get that snap ring in that groove. So, I seem to have the most trouble with this part. Don't know why. And of course, because I don't got a tripod, guys, I'm gonna have to stick this in there and I'll show you. But if you work one end of the so if you can start one end of this in first and work it around, it works pretty good. Okay, that went really quick. That never works that way. So now we got that in there. Now we have to tap the shaft back out so that we can thread our gland nut on the threaded part of the barrel here. And we'll have it together and then we can put it back in.